Welcome back to the Urbanique Woman Show. Today we are going to be meeting with somebody who really inspires me. I came across his booth at the Green Living Show a couple months back, and I was really impressed with the innovative, local, eco-conscious laundry service. Basically, they pick up your laundry at your front door and bring it back to you within 24 hours, this being the Quicki App. And then after meeting with the CEO, Karam, Dhalla, I was immediately sold. This young man is making huge waves both locally and internationally. So stay tuned, because today we are going to be all over Toronto with Karam, who's going to give us the backstory on how he created the Quicki App. Welcome to the show, Karam.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So can you guide us through your journey of creating the Quicki App?
Yeah, well, the journey actually started way back when I was actually in high school. I went to Richmond Green Secondary School in Richmond Hill. I was huge into basketball. I played a lot of AAU travel basketball.
Yeah.
And from there, I garnered some attention, and I had a little stint in the States playing college basketball over there. It didn't work out. I injured my back, and I came right back over here. And from there, I bounced around a few other schools, but nothing really panned out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what really led specifically into Quicki.
So did you have dreams of going to the NBA?
Oh, for sure. Who doesn't dream about going to the NBA when they start playing, or even overseas to play. But since it didn't really work out, you always find something else. And this is kind of, for me, business is like a bigger sport on a bigger playing ground, and that's kind of the biggest difference.
And I think what people don't also realize is that Toronto has such a huge basketball culture. It always has. And there are actually youth out here who actually have dreams of going to the NBA, who, think about that and they play hard every single day.
Yeah. You know what? It's surprising. Ever since we won the championship, you see that kids find it easier to open up and express that they have that dream now, and it's not kind of just shunned away like it's a myth.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see, because you can see the level of basketball even increasing in Canada. And we got some great Canadians, doing their thing in the NBA right now.
That's true. But also the reality is that there's a very small percentage that make it to the NBA.
For sure.
As someone like yourself, and what led you to creating this amazing app is that you had an injury?
Yeah, I actually slipped my lower spine. So I actually have a metal plate holding the two spine bones in place.
Wow.
So that could, really prevents me from doing a lot of things nowadays.
Yeah.
So, you just you hang up your jersey.
So, and then you hung up your jersey, and then how did you end up in India?
So I kind of really had nothing to do at that point, since I just finished school, and my grandparents were taking a trip over to India. So I'm like, cool, let me go. Why not go with them? And once I got there, I noticed there were kids actually every morning knocking on our door, asking us if we had laundry or dry cleaning. I'm like, cool. But being from Canada, I'm not giving you my clothing that easily,
I hear you.
But 3 weeks in, I kind of had no choice, so I gave it to them. So with a pen and a notepad, I followed them around. And what I found was there was 15 kids in every single neighborhood just collecting everybody's clothing. And they would just bring it to one central location, the cleaners would have it cleaned, and they drop it back at your doorstep. That's a pretty cool infrastructure that they didn't even realize they had. So about a week later, when I'm coming back to Canada, I had a layover in New York, and I realized they had the same system. So once I came back over here, did some more research, and realized everywhere in the world pretty much has this, and we don't. So I just called a couple of friends, and we made the app, and here we are today.
And I think that the relevance of the app is that we live in, especially in a city like Toronto, where we're constantly on the go. I definitely see a serious need for it, and a niche, obviously. And so we're gonna hear more from Karam in a little bit. In the meantime, we're gonna enjoy some food at La Hortica House that's located right in Little India. So stay tuned, we'll meet you back on Queen Street West. Who has Quicki garnered the attention of?
Interesting enough, it's from a lot of different people throughout the city. So we find a lot of business professionals have really jumped onto our service just to provide themselves the convenience, along with single parents or just families with very young children, just because it'll help them spend more time with their kids. And then on the actual business side of it, we've garnered the attention of a lot of financial investors over here itself in Toronto, and also from Vancouver and Silicon Valley. So that's really helped us, pick up the pace a little bit in terms of everything that we're doing. And then not to mention the micro influencers.
Yeah.
So, they've really adapted over to us because we really match their lifestyle. And that's really just helped give us a big boost as well.
And when did the Quicki app launch? Has it only been like 4 months or something?
Yeah, we've actually only been live for 4 months and 9 days now.
Wow. And I knew that you guys were something special because at the Green Living Show, you had like one of the biggest booths there. So you know that you definitely are onto something.
We try, we try.
How exactly does the app work?
It's fairly simple. You would just download it on iOS or Android. And then from there, go ahead and enter your address, the services you want from wash and full, dry cleaning, or laundered shirts. And tell us what day you want it picked up, what day you want it dropped off, and you're done.
That's really easy. And so in terms of cost, and that's another reason why I like the app, because it's so affordable. How much would a bag of like athletic apparel cost? For most of my followers, that's all that I generally wear. How much would that cost? Like sports, like yoga pants, like sports bras?
So a hamper full of athletic clothing is going to run you anywhere between $20 and $25, drop right back to your door.
So good. And what about like suits or like business clothes?
So I know as a guy myself, getting a lot of suits dry cleaned in the city, the average price ranges from $18 to $22.
Yeah.
And then it really gets even more confusing when almost every different dry cleaner has their own price that's told after everything's cleaned and everything.
Yeah.
We're $12
Wow.
to and from your door.
That's really good. So we're going to continue this conversation. We're going to go further down on Queen Street, so stay tuned. How exactly is the Quicki app eco-friendly?
So we're eco-friendly in multiple different ways actually. First being for dry cleaning specifically, we don't use any perc because perc in general at the end of the day is gasoline. So we actually created our own biodegradable, chemical-free, scent-free detergent that we use for all dry cleaning. And then same on the laundry side of it, we don't use any of your brand names like Tide or anything like that, just because they're jacked with chemicals, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So at the end of the day, what we did is the same thing, we came up with our own biodegradable, chemical-free, scent-free detergent, and that's what we use for all the cleaning.
And that's really important because someone like myself, I have super sensitive skin, like I can't use like regular detergent, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
And also what I'm hearing from you is that, so you're not gonna be polluting our water system by your laundry service.
Not at all, and that's why we made sure everyone that we partner with actually has a water recycling system built into their facility. So this way none of the toxins or pollutions go right back into the water system.
Oh, that's amazing. I remember you mentioning to me that your company was big on not using that one plastic rule.
Yeah, so we don't actually want to use any one-time plastic whatsoever. So that's why we provide everyone with a reusable laundry and garment bag on the first order, just like this one right here. So this way we can never actually use plastic on everything. Because you put the laundry in here, we take it back to the facility, we wash your clothing with the bag, and then we just put everything right back in here and drop it back to you.
That's perfect. So which brings me to my last question, which is, what advice do you have for other young entrepreneurs?
You know what, as cliche as this is about to sound, it's honestly about just keep going. Because I was told from a lot of entrepreneurs in the beginning that, your first 2 years are your hardest, and they weren't lying because it's a bunch of sleepless nights. So you can do it. Anyone can do it as long as you really, really want to do it. So it's a matter of giving up your sleep and everything else that you kind of really enjoy right now. I
think you're absolutely right. For me, it didn't take me 2 years. It took way longer than 2 years. But like Nipsey Hussle says, it's a marathon. So really, you really have to, I think you're right about that. I totally agree with that. Just have to keep going. And I think you have to be around really positive people who really encourage you to keep going. I think you need to, do you think that plays a role?
Yeah, your circle honestly plays a huge role, right? Because at the end of the day, they said, show me your 5 closest friends, I'll show you your future.
For sure.
It's the most honest thing ever said.
And I see that you really surround yourself with business professionals, and I think that has really helped you with your networking, just move to where you are in 4 months, right?
Yeah, honestly, I was lucky and fortunate enough that my dad was also an entrepreneur growing up.
Yeah.
So I was also always involved in his business from a young age.
Yeah.
So from that point, I made a lot of great connections that when I started this, everything just worked really well.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. I think that you're a huge inspiration, and good luck with Quicki. I definitely see it going places. It's only been launched for 4 months. I really want to catch up with you in the next 3-4 years.
For sure.
So yeah, how do people get in touch with you if they want to?
If they ever want to get in touch with us, you can always go to the website, quicki.ca, or simply shoot us an email at support@quicki.ca.
Awesome, thanks.
Thanks for having me.